It is that time of year, basketball fans. The season gets going tonight around the NBA, but for the Toronto Raptors, their first game of the regular season, game 1 of 82, goes tomorrow night in Atlanta against the Hawks at 7:30. And this season is very interesting for me. But I'm going to hit the nail right in the head. If this team stays healthy, or respectably healthy, because no one's going to be play 82 games all year. You're not going to have Quick, Barnes, Barrett, Ingram all play 82. It's not going to happen. But for the most part, if you can be healthy, this team can be a playoff team. Not just a play-in team. A playoff team. And why do I say that? Because I've said it in previews past and in games past, the talent on this team is there. You look at their starting five. Jakob Poeltl. We've all seen what happens when he's not in the lineup. He's such a huge part of this team. And I talk about health. Last year, 57 games. The year before that, 50 games. He has not been healthy. You need him to be healthy. Brandon Ingram, we all know what's happened to him in his career. 18 games last year. Now, the year before that, he played 64. However, the year before that, 45, 55, 61, 62. And then 52 and 59, and then the career high 79 games in his first year, which was, by the way, 9 years ago. So, you need a healthy Brandon Ingram. You don't have that. I mean, that pretty much takes away everything I've already said about having being a playoff team. Right? He's going to be your number one option offensively. Scoring-wise, he can create his own shot, which this team has really not had at all. And Scotty Barnes. I've been critical about him in the preseason. Then he has a really good last game of the preseason. I'm like, okay, here we go. You need him to take a next step. Because you look at the career numbers, and you look at the last two seasons. I'm going to compare them for you, okay? So, and he played 5 more games last year than he did the year before. So, take it for what it is. He played 2 more minutes per game, 2.7 minutes per game, 2 years ago than he did last year. So, 2 years ago, he averaged 19.9 points a game. Last year, 19.3, okay? 2 less minutes, but he's averaging the same, so it's fine. He had 6.1 assists per game 2 years ago, 5.8 last year. 8.2 assists the year before, 7.7 last year. So again, you want to balance minutes out? Sure. It's not going to be much different. You want to see, since he's making all this damn money, you want to see him take that next step. And be the number one facilitator if you want to be that. Be consistent with your shooting. Because last year, the percentages really tailed off, right? 2 years ago, shot 47% from the field. Last year, under 45. 2 years ago, 34% from 3. Last year, 27% from 3. Free throw percentage of 78%. The year before, last year, 75. True shooting was, 56. It was 5.66. It was very good last year, or 2 years ago. 5.23 last season. Again, tailed off. So, now, could that mean because, the team's not great, he doesn't want to... I get it, maybe. But otherwise, he has not improved enough in the last 2 years. You want to see him take the next step, and this is that year. We'll see, though. RJ Barrett, he's at the point, right? 25 years old. You kind of know what you're going to get from him. Excuse me. As a Toronto Raptor, he's averaged almost over 21 a game both years. However, he only played 58 games last year for the Raptors. And Scotty Barnes last year, we talked about it, played 65. So you look at it, and it's like, okay, you got to stay on the floor. And the big one of all, for me, is the evolution of Immanuel Quickley. You traded away OG Anunoby, you brought in Quick. And he proceeded to play 38 games for you in 23-24. And it looked great to start, albeit the percentages shooting were kind of rough, but did shoot almost 40% from 3. And with a team that doesn't have a ton of shooting from distance, is RJ a consistent 3-point shooter? No. Scotty? No. You want Quick, who last year, even when he didn't play a whole lot, shot 38% from three pretty much. Now, he only played 33 games, and that's got to get better. What is this saying? The best ability is availability. And if you're starting five of Emmanuel Quickley, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, and Jakob Poeltl can stay healthy. Because how many times last year we kept hearing about, well, I haven't had the actual starting five out there at all this year. And it's like, great, that doesn't help us at all. You need to find a way. The talent is there. Because let me go through the bench guys for you. Do you trust Ochai Agbaji overall? Yeah. Corner threes, bang, he's good. Grady Dick, to take a shot, absolutely. Right? Jamal Shed, do you know what you're going to get from him? Absolute dog effort every night. Jacoby Walter, I mean, he had a nice rookie campaign. You want to see him build off of that, right? You really do. And what are you going to get, guys? What are you going to get dudes from Jonathan Mogbo, Jameson Battle, Sandro Kalashvili? I mean, he was obviously he was the big acquisition in the free agency for this Raptor team. I think he had a pretty good preseason. I think he scored double figures twice. Didn't really hurt you much. I liked his game. Now, is he going to transfer into the regular season? We shall see. And also, what's the rookie Colin Murray-Boyles going to give you? There are question marks, but the big one is the health. And if they do that, they're going to be a playoff team. And you know why I say that? And we're going to wrap it up with this. Let me go through the Eastern Conference and tell you what teams are guaranteed playoff teams. When I say playoff, I mean top six. Because I'm not talking play-in, because that's about everybody pretty much. Playoff teams. Top six in the conference, okay? And if you have any disagreements with me, let me know in the comments, and that's okay. We can all just agree to disagree. The New York Knicks, I think they're a top six seed. I think there's no doubt about that. The Brooklyn Nets, no. Sixers, they're a question mark, right? It didn't work at all last year. Is Embiid going to stay healthy? Paul George was pathetic last season, and he's injured to start the season. So we'll see what happens there. Boston doesn't have Jason Tatum. That's a big piece. They lost Kristaps Porzingis. They lost Al Horford. Some key pieces to that team last year. And in years past. The Orlando Magic. They had that nice year, but then they were just all broken down and hurt last year. So, what are you going to get from them? Question mark. No clue. Miami. They sat around 500 last year. They were kind of, so we'll see what happens this year. Again, question mark. Hawks. Always going to be a question mark. They'll be sitting there in the play-in usually. But we'll see what happens. There's Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards. Yeah, garbage. The Bucks, again, they're a question mark for me. I mean, there's always drama surrounding this team. So we'll see what happens with that. The Detroit Pistons, can they take that next step forward? We'll see. Cavs, yes. Pacers, yes. And Chicago Bulls, no. Why not the Toronto Raptors? And I'm going to leave you guys with that. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for Game 1 of 82 starting tomorrow in Atlanta against the Hawks at 7:30, hit that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the upcoming year, and what your expectations are, what your hopes are, what they need to do, all that stuff. Let me know down below. All right, and I will talk to you guys. I'll do a Jays edition. It'll be a World Series preview. God, I love it. Thursday. I'll be doing that on Thursday, previewing the World Series between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're in action tonight against the New Jersey Devils. They're down 4-2 in the third period. Whatever. And for the Toronto Raptors, Game 1 of 82 goes tomorrow night in Atlanta against the Hawks. 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for tomorrow. Talk to you guys then.